Tune into the final take with MK Mariner every Saturday on the Alcamba Times and experience extensive conversations on a variety of topics, including national and international headlines, breaking issues, and major developments in politics, business, innovation, science, and sports, along with inspiring stories and expert analysis to provide a comprehensive understanding of the news.
Hello and warm welcome to yet another exciting edition of the final take with me, Seni Marina, from our virtual studios here in Seattle, Washington. I have a special guest today in the person of Mamadou Sabally, a prominent political leader in the Gambia's political system. Mr. Sabally is joining me live from Banjul. We'll be discussing a lot about the political events unfolding in the country. Mamadou Sabally, welcome to the final take with me, Seni Marina.
Well, thank you, Seni. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. I know you're very busy. You're just coming from watching the Gambia versus Algeria. Tell me, how did that match go? Because you like football.
It ended in a draw and quite a respectable result because the Algerian team, from my opinion, I think they're technically superior. But our boys did well. They held their ground, wow. I guess, with the advantage of the home crowd. They gave us a respectable result. I'm proud of them. Good start to our new stadium.
Okay. Oh, amazing, because this stadium, in fact, has been on renovation for 3 years, you know, and finally they got partial approval, eh? And well, you have criticized the delay.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Absolutely, I did. But thank God we are out of the woods, and we thank the President and the government of the Republic of the Gambia for their tenacity and patience and resilience to see us through to the promised land.
Absolutely. For those joining us right now, this is the special edition of the final take with me, Seni Marina. In the studio with me is Mamadou Sabally, presidential advisor and also the NPP deputy campaign manager. Mamadou Sabally, you have a political journey, and you have a dynamic political career from serving under former President Yahya Jammeh, APRC, to being a key figure in the UDP, and now as a presidential advisor and deputy campaign manager for the NPP. What drives your political shift? How do you respond to critics questioning your consistency with regards to these political moves?
Well, by the way, let me start off by apologizing for turning up late for the interview. It was scheduled for 6 o'clock. Apologize to the audience and to yourself. My schedule is unpredictable, and that's why usually I'm reluctant in accepting interview requests, because I like to respect appointments. Regarding your question, really, I don't have anything to say to the critics. They can criticize. That is their role. They are spectators in the stands, criticizing every move of Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi. But then it's easier to do that than to be in the field. So what I say is I just take it with a pinch of humor and just move on, because really, if you want to be in public life, in politics, and you don't want to be criticized, man, you're in the wrong game. So I like to say some of these crybabies like Talib Bensouda and Yanks Dabo of Brikama. I say, if you cannot stand the heat of public criticism, then get out of the kitchen of politics and public life. It is what it is. The youths are happy. Let the youths criticize. We got this thing, man. It's part of the game. They have the right to criticize. I know better. I'm in the game. Is it for
absolutely
the fans to decide, or Cristiano Ronaldo to know which angle to kick the ball? I'm the captain.
But Sabally, you shifting from the UDP to the
just
NPP.
Like you shifted from point to observer to another paper, now I'll come back. It's normal.
But this is different. This is politics. This is politics, and then
you have been very. Why can't you stay with the point, Seni? When you interviewed me in 2012 about my books at the budget office, you were at point. You moved to another paper.
But there are reasons.
In America, some journalists would have
there are reasons.
Times. Why aren't you guys consistent, man? Today you are with
absolutely,
Network,
but there are reasons for all of this.
looks like it's a Gambian thing, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, but there are reasons for people moving
Of
from
course,
one
we also have our
organization to
reasons.
another.
Hello.
That is why I am putting it to you, why you are moving, from one political party to another. Do you have a reason for this?
I don't think it's even important for me to answer it. I know Gambian public space now. People make up their minds about certain issues, and sometimes whether you have a good explanation or not, they don't care. They've made up their mind. They judge you, they criticize you, they coax and cajole you. It's normal. I'm very comfortable with it, Sani. If you are bothered, let me know. I'm cool. I'm drinking my attire. I'm going to Banjul for my victory celebration. By the way, I'm just crossing Genting Bridge. We are going for our half-dive victory celebration. President Barrow's hat trick against UDP, PPP, and Watson Gambia. The youths are happy in Banjul.
Okay. Interesting. Mr. Sabali, in 2023, you left the UDP. You were a very staunch supporter of Hussein Dabo. You joined President Barrow. Now you have cited current circumstances as the reason for your resignation. Can you elaborate on this? What factors or negotiation, prompt this?
You mean my move from UDP to NPP?
Yeah, you cited current circumstances. A lot of people don't understand the reason for your for that current circumstances. Can you elaborate on what factor or negotiations let you move from a UDP to the NPP?
But say now it's just that mojo or tail news that happened more than a year. Can we talk about issues? If you insist, I'll still answer it.
Yeah, we are talking about. Okay, you don't want to talk about this, Mr. Sabali. Fine, you have all right to answer my questions if you want to.
No, don't get me
wrong.
But
to be fair to me, that is why I brought you on this platform, because I ask questions, you answer them. You have right not to answer them, but that will not stop you the question.
Sani, are you listening to me? You ask your question.
Yes.
I'm the one talking. Are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, Mr. Sabali. Yes,
okay,
I'm hearing.
So like I said, I'm entering Banjul. We are around the area between the bridge and Mile to where the network usually, for some reason.
But it will be fair and nice to me if you can just stop on the side so that we can complete this interview, because it's an interesting interview. I don't want Okay.
No, I don't need to stop on the side. I have to stop on the side. My network is good now. That was just a blind spot.
Okay.
I'm good now.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Okay, go ahead.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah, very well, sir.
A lot of this happened. To come together and change government for better policy development and progress for Gambians. That was the mission. Our attempt at 2021, which we all thought was a fait accompli, including yourself, because I know you were a UDP sympathizer at the time. We all failed. President Barrow and his dream team, the Grand Coalition, they defeated us. Meanwhile, no, that's just a joke. You don't have to take me seriously on that. I like to pull your legs. Meanwhile, Sani, the NPP had consistently been courting me from left, right, and center.
I'm not a UDP sympathizer. I am a journalist. Take note of that, please.
Seni, we know some of your stances, Alkamba and Kirfatu and others. We have our opinion about you, just like you write opinions about us. But that's just a joke, like I said. I was just pulling your leg.
Stop throwing shade. Stop. I know.
So, if you will allow me to answer the question. So I was saying we failed in 2021, heartbreak for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
UDP was almost dead in December 2021. But some of us who had faith, we believed in the mission and the vision of the party and the party leadership. We put up our marching shoes and rallied the crowd, and brought the party back onto its feet, especially when it came to the parliamentary elections, where I was coaxed and convinced by the party to stand, and that the party promised me that they would defend me into the trenches to the last minute if the Barrow administration rejected my candidature. I mean, fast forward, it's a different story. By the time my candidature was rejected that same night, instead of standing by me, another application had been filed to bring in Mohamed Kante as an independent candidate. One of the most tragic moments for me, pushing me to seek a job that I did not want for the revival of the party. And then at the first shot of the incumbent, they just left me in the lurch, and I had to go to court. When I was going to court, some of my colleagues
Subs, can you hear me? It seems you're having some connection issues where you are. Are you there? Are you there, Subs? Hello. It seems we lost Momodu Sabali in Banjo. We'll try to connect you back. And wherever you are, this is the final take with me, Seni Marena. We are talking to Momodu Sabali, the deputy campaign manager for the MPP and presidential affairs advisor to President Barrow about the state of politics in the country, also the upcoming presidential elections. There. Wherever you are, this is the final take. As I said, I am in the studio with Momodu Sabali, but he seems to be having some connection problems in Banjul. We'll try to connect him back on the show right now.
Tune into the final take with MK Marina every Saturday on the Alcamba Times and experience extensive conversations on a variety of topics, including national and international headlines, breaking issues, and major developments in politics, business, innovation, science, and sports, along with inspiring stories and expert analysis to provide a comprehensive understanding of the news.
Many thanks wherever you are joining. This is the final take with me, Seni MK Marina. Today's show is featuring Momodu Sabali, presidential advisor at the office of the president. Sabali is nowhere to be seen. You know, our technical guy is trying to connect him back to rejoin the show. But then today is World Press Freedom Day, a day meant to remember the sacrifice of journalists all over the world. As we mark the day, we will take a look back at some of the achievements and progress and challenges that journalists face in executing their role in the Gambia. In the Gambia today, the day was marked by the Gambia Press Union, where journalists from all walks of life including civil society and officials from the government, gathered at Bakadaji Hotel to discuss about the state of press freedom in the country. And this year theme is AI and its impact. So the journalists there are discussing how AI is having an impact on the job of journalists. Many believe that, journalists will also be victims of AI because AI is taking up jobs all over the world. We have seen advanced countries like the US, where I am based, many organizations are deploying AI to ensure efficiency and effectiveness in their work. So happy World Press Freedom Day to all the journalists who are sacrificing their life to bring the truth to us in a very difficult circumstances. Gambia, we all know, has undergone a very brutal dictatorship for the past 22 years. And during this period, journalists were, Jammeh's main victims, leading to hundreds of Gambian journalists, including myself, going into exile. So after the democratic change in 2017, 8 years down the line, those challenges still persist. But we can say that the media in the country now is much freer than the dictatorship during Jammeh's dictatorship. We have seen a lot of media houses coming up, and access to information, laws has been passed. Although there exists some draconian media laws, the implementation of the Access to Information Act has been slow, even though we have a commission on the access to information that have started work. So Gambian journalists, kudos to you for bringing the news to the public under very difficult circumstances. So when you look at the journalism in the Gambia, I think a lot of progress have been made. As we speak right now, 2 days ago, an investigative outfit called the Republic, did a very a long investigative story on the sale of Jammeh's properties involving members of the Justice Ministry, including the former Justice Minister, Babukar Ba Tambedu, and the questions about the Janneh Commission handling of the former President Jammeh's assets. So this shows to you that the media in the country now is free, because investigations of those magnitude were non-existent during the former regime. Alcamba Times also came into spotlight in 2021, thanks to my humble self, because journalism is something that I am very passionate about, and anyone who knows Seni Marena knows that I love journalism, and I have always gone extra mile to make sure that the voices of the voices of the voiceless, is brought into limelight. That inspired me to set up the Alcamba Times, and I can proudly say, for the past 3 years, Alcamba Times has been a go place for breaking news, in-depth analysis, and also commentary. We have also embarked on series of investigative reporting, including our mega investigative story on the over 100 million central bank scandal that involved officials of the bank who collided, with some official to, change the banknote into a new ones. This has led to a lot of economic implication in the country. The police were involved, investigations were made, but at the end of the day, some of the bank officials were exonerate. They were, clear of the allegation. But despite that, we continue to hold the government and its official accountable for their actions. Gambia has witnessed unprecedented and systematic corruption, for the past 8 years. Media reports have always been out, exposing this corruption allegation. National Audit Office has also been exposing a lot of corrupt practices, but there has been lack of political commitment from the government to prosecute most of these corruption scandals that have been rocking the Gambia. It's sad that 8 years after the coalition government made a promise that they will fight corruption, they will ensure that all those who are implicated in corrupt related activities face prosecution. But since then, how many of these corruption cases has reached the courts or secure conviction? The only conviction we know about a high-profile corruption case involving the government official in the Gambia is that of the former PS of Fisheries, that is Dr. Banja, who was convicted by Justice Jaite and sent to jail. Yeah, Dr. Banja was later released through a presidential pardon. He was released by President Barrow. So Gambia is going through a lot right now because of those who were tasked with the responsibility of managing our resources are complicit in rampant corruption. And then right now, the issue with fighting corruption has to be concerted. It has to involve everybody. Not only the media, not only the government, but even individual citizens have to take the bull by the horn and fight corruption. It seems Momo Sabale will not be back on this. So we had a heated argument. It's always crazy, to interview him, because he's always, on the defensive. But this is an opportunity for him to also, talk to Gambians. I have tried to get him many times ago to appear on my show, but unfortunately he didn't. So internet connection probably, but maybe there is an underlying reason why he decided not to come back to my show. So I will use this hour to talk about issues affecting or happening right now in the Gambia. So whoever is joining us, this is the final take with me, Seni MK Marina. I was with Momodi Sabali in the first 5-10 minutes of the show. Internet connection, probably he is nowhere to be seen. So to my colleagues, enjoy your day. It's our day. It's a day we honor those who, risk their life. People like the late Dede Hydra, who was murdered, on a broad daylight in December 2004 by the agents of former President Yahya Jammeh. As we speak right now, there is no justice for Mr. Hydra, despite the fact that his killers have been identified, and the Truth Commission, which unearthed the human rights violations under Jammeh regime, made recommendations for the prosecution of those involved in the killing of Mr. Hydra. Mr. Hydra was assassinated in 2024, and one of the cases under international jurisdiction. We all remember the Bailo case. Bailo is currently facing prison term in Germany after he was convicted under international jurisdiction for crimes he committed in the country. Michael Sankoria also, is also convicted under. It seems Mamadou Sabali is right here. Mr. Sabali, it seems we had a connection issue with you. Welcome back to the
and there is no underlying reason to it other than connection. I've dealt with BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera. I will not be afraid of Alcamba Times. I am the pen.
I know.
I'm called the pen for a reason. And
you had Mr. Penn, but Mr. Penn, you have not been writing. You have not been writing books of late. What is the problem, Mr. Penn?
Yeah, well, that's what you think. Just say I've not been publishing. I've been writing.
Okay. You have not been. I have no. I read about the is it Jongi Jollof, or So I read some of your publications. So I have not read any recently. So maybe you are working. But anyway, welcome back to the show. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm here. So let's roll.
Okay. Mr. Sabali, as the deputy campaign manager of the NPP, you expressed confidence in President Barrow's victory in 2026, citing his development milestone. Can you outline the NPP core campaign promise for next election, particularly for addressing economic challenges like the failing Dalasi youth unemployment, which are major voters' concern? Sabali, can you hear me? Sabs, can you hear me? Okay. Sabs, can you hear me now? Wow. Sabs, can you hear me? It seems we lost Mamadou Sabali again. Hopefully he will connect back to continue the discussion on the final take with me, Seni Marina. As I said in my previous, today is World Press Freedom Day, a moment to honor and celebrate journalists all over the world who have been risking their life to bring us the news that we want. So today we honor and celebrate their sacrifice. Mamadou Sabali, if you are there, can you hear me? Unfortunately, Mamadou Sabali is out. It seems he's still facing internet connection challenges in Banjul. Anyway, we will take a quick break, and then, but when we are back, we will bring back Mamadou Sabali.
Tune into the final take with MK Marina every Saturday on the Alcamba Times and experience extensive conversations on a variety of topics, including national and international headlines, breaking issues, and major developments in politics, business, innovation, science and sports, along with inspiring stories and expert analysis to provide a comprehensive understanding of the news.
Okay, Mr. Sabali, you are back again. I don't know, I wish we could have a stable internet connection so that we can talk about a whole lot of issues. So, but you get my last question?
No, I missed the last part. If you said if I can outline what?
Yeah. No, I'm saying as the deputy NPP campaign manager, you express confidence in President Barrow victory citing his development milestone. Can you outline the NPP core campaign promise for next election, particularly like failing Dalasi youth unemployment, which are major concern for voters?
Did you say failing Dalasi?
Yeah, because we have seen the Dalasi has been depreciating against major currencies, including safer US dollar and the British pound sterling. And this is a concern
even the dollar and the euro depreciate sometimes. That does not make them failing. So your question is wrong to start with. You can't call
no, my question is not wrong.
Economy that is performing at way above average, ranked among the top 20 fastest growing economies in the whole of Africa, and you're calling that no, it's wrong. You make these omnibus questions, these questions loaded with real apparent malice, and you expect me to fall for it and get into answer. I'll correct your question first. The Dalasi is not failing, by the way. So that's
okay,
where we start from. We have a vibrant economy that's been rated as best growing in Africa by the International Monetary Fund. The economy is growing between 5 and 6%. Right now, I'm driving on the, magnificent OIC roads with other connecting roads. The road network has been transformed already. Alongside these roads, you have sprouting buildings. Now we're talking of 18, 19, 20-story buildings. This country is moving at a... In fact, I met a journalist here who is on vacation yesterday. He said, "Sabs, this country has changed and I am happy. We are building schools in the remotest regions of this country, as far away as Bolibana." Are you with me? Before I proceed.
I'm here. I'm with you. I'm definitely hearing you. Yes, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Yes, we building brand new health centers in Sali, Kenya, in even Kiang, the remotest part of this country, has a brand new world-class health center with world-class equipment. In Kantora, the roads and bridges of URR, the electricity expansion, saying every nook and cranny of this country now has brand new electric poles and wires getting into the remotest villages. We went to Sandu, where we have a mini grid, solar power. The young people there, when they met me, they said, you know, Sabs, the youths are very happy here. Now we don't have to send somebody to Basse or even across the border to get cold water. Saying this country is moving, is progressing on the right track, and the majority of Gambians are happy with that. So the NPP does not even have much to promise. The NPP, all we have to do is to reflect the minds of the people, to say, look at what we have done, and then we can tell them what could be done further. Our task mainly is to deflect the negative and malicious reporting by some of these so-called online papers and even offline papers who are politically affiliated with the opposition. They are not interested in the truth, and they are carrying propaganda to mislead Gambians and not Gambians about the great work that President Barrow is doing. That is, as far as I am Deputy National Campaign Manager, my key task is information, communication, and education. And I am doing that 24/7 to showcase the great work being done by President Barrow. You spoke about youth unemployment. Fine. I
Yeah.
would not deny that we have challenges regarding employment issues, but we have those challenges just like they have them in Italy, in the EU, in Senegal, in Mauritania, in Nigeria. Youth unemployment is a global problem right now. We are trying our best to fix that by employing the right policies so that the economy can grow and expand. We are employing the right policies to encourage investors so that foreign private capital can come in and create companies that will employ young people. We are doing that by investing in agriculture, not only in bringing tractors and fertilizer like our fantastic, phenomenal agri minister, Dr. Demba Sabal, is doing, but saying we are also giving grants, not loans, grants to young people and women engaged in agriculture so that they can boost their production during the president's last tour. I was privileged to see one of those presentations where Banka Mane was a beneficiary. And I asked Banka, what are you doing here? Because I didn't know you to be engaged in agriculture. He told me he's involved in engaged in poultry farming. The Ministry of Women's Affairs is giving credit to women to expand their businesses. We are creating new TVET institutions. Just 2 days back, President Barrow was at the USET campus in Brikama, state-of-the-art complex where young Gambians are being taught how to become productive members of our development society, where we don't any longer have to hire electricians and plumbers from across the border, but we can train them here and hire them to aid the president's transformational development. All these things are happening, and like President Barrow says, we are not taking a step back. With every single day, new thoughts, new programs, new projects, new actions are being taken to tackle these problems
Sabali, you
that
talk
you are talking
about
about.
all this. Okay, you talk about building this infrastructure from schools to roads to health centers, but go to rural Gambia. Most of these hospitals are without drug, and they are without qualified, professionals. And you have criticized issues like this in the past. What has changed?
Seni, defal naka, it's not necessary.
What has changed? And these are facts. You go to most of the health centers in rural
Seni, are you
Gambia,
with me?
they don't have drugs. Nurses cannot perform, ordinary, yes, I'm hearing you.
What you were talking to me about rural Gambia, like Seni?
Yes, you said the government has built hospitals It has built roads in rural Gambia, but most of this, are white elephant projects. You go to hospitals, you don't even find medicine there. Sabali, are you there? It looked like Sabali is gone again. I think, Sabali, you definitely need to concentrate and focus on the interview. It's very important. It seems you are in a car. Are you there? We lost him again. It seems we are having issues with Sabali again. But anyway, for those watching, this is the final take with me, Seni Marina, your program that comes your way every Saturday, looking at the week's major stories, and also bringing experts to talk about those issues unfolding in the week. Many thanks for joining us this morning. Wherever you are watching, it's 12:08 here in Seattle, and I know it must be 7:08 in Banjul and elsewhere.
Tune into the final take with MK Marina every Saturday on the Alcamba Times and experience extensive conversations on a variety of topics, including national and international headlines, breaking issues, and major developments in politics, business, innovation, science, and sports, along with inspiring stories and expert analysis to provide a comprehensive understanding of the news.
Welcome back after that short break. This is the final take with me, Seni Marina. My guest is Momodu Sabali, but he has been going on and off on the interview. One reason, probably the internet connection, but it seems also he's in a car driving to Banjul. So when he come back, we will continue the discussion. 2026 presidential election is the talk of the town, and this will be a game changer in the Gambia's political landscape. One of the political leaders, Esambai Fall, we gather from recent media report that he has resigned from his job at the International Criminal Court to focus on his political career to challenge Adama Barrow in 2026 presidential election. Esafal is the former lead counsel of the Truth Commission, whose mandate was to enact the past human rights violations committed by the Jammeh regime from 1996 to 2027. So Esafal is back in the country to focus on his political career. We haven't heard from the United Democratic Party, even though media reports suggest the lawyer Dabo might contest the 2026 presidential election, even though there have been calls, within and outside the party for him to choose a successor after contesting at least 5 elections in the Gambia and losing 4 to ex-president Jammeh and 1 to Adama Barrow, the incumbent. Adama Barrow, who was one time the treasurer of the opposition United Democratic Party, and the UDP play a crucial role in bringing him to power, along with coalition partners in 2016 presidential election. 2 years after the coalition, President Barrow also formed his own political party called the NPP, which is also now the ruling government in power, even though it has more than 10 coalition partners that back him in the 2021 presidential election. So the 2026 presidential election has already begun in the Gambia with political parties spreading their muscle, trying to canvass voters. And also, we have seen a lot of cross-carpeting of political party members from the EP to the NPP. It seems our main guest, Mamadou Sabali, who has been going on and off on my show, is finally back. Mamadou Sabali, welcome back to the final take.
At least I'm here. I'm not running away, as you were trying to suggest. So let the conversation continue.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, "Is it that Sabali didn't want to focus on your interview because he's going in and out of the interview? He's
because
like,
I'm
not very
driving.
focused. It
I'm
seems you are in
driving.
the car
I'm on a
driving
long
to
ride,
your
So that's why I was suggesting we reschedule. But since you insist, let's go. And I really want to answer your question.
Sabali, recently we have seen that you. Yeah, I'm asking another question right now with regard to your recent encounter at the Brikama area council, where you witnessed the launching of a project that was sponsored by the UNDP. We noticed that you were assaulted by one Lamin Jabang, who works at the Brikama area council. As we speak right now, the police have indicted him on 2 counts, and he is released on bail. Sabali, the police claim that you failed to
he's
report
already
to the
indicted. That's
station.
good news. I didn't know
Yeah,
that
he's already charged.
Thanks for the update.
Yeah, he's already indicted. Why you didn't return back to the police station as a complainant in this case? And tell me, what actually happened on that fateful day? What happened on that fateful day? Were you in Brikama to provoke the UDP guys, or you were in Brikama?
You are asking too many questions
because I'm not getting answers from you. Okay, tell us.
Unnecessarily complicated.
Okay. Now, Sabali, tell us what actually happened. Tell me what actually happened on that fateful day in Brikama when this incident happened.
Okay, I'll start off by correcting you that everything you're saying about hospitals in rural Gambia is false. It's not true. Because Seni, I don't even know when was the last time you visited rural Gambia. I was in rural Gambia just a couple of months back. I actually visited one of these hospitals, Salikenye Hospital, which is fully intact or fully operational. The pharmacy I visited everywhere, they have drugs. In fact, in terms of equipment, they have surplus equipment. There's a machine there that they told me it's too sophisticated for their use, and they actually want to move it to Farafenye, where it could be of better use. So I think all this negative propaganda that you guys are carrying is just confusing people and misinforming them. These hospitals are equipped. There are drugs. Is there every single drug for every single patient and every single disease? Perhaps not. But we have sufficient drugs to take care of the basic needs of Gambians. And that must be acknowledged. And we must refrain from this false propaganda that the opposition is feeding you guys, and you are carrying it without verification. Having said that, I'm going to the event in Brikama. If you are interested in my explanation, I went to Brikama on the invitation of the governor of the West Coast region, Usman Bojang, who told me that they had street lights coming on that night, sponsored by the UNDP, and he wanted, because I always have my media team around me, to go and showcase that. So when I arrived, the governor was about to start an interview with GR3S and the NPP media team at the Jar Oil at the entrance of Brikama. But then there was a whole caravan of vehicles coming. It was obviously Yankuba Dabo and his team shouting in windows and, all sorts of invectives, Mansakunda Manyin Doku, Yankuba Dabo Lea Doku, Yankuba Ki Balua Fangala Kudula, Yankuba Manke Janti, all sorts of stuff. When I saw them coming, I advised the governor. I said, Governor, I think you should move away. Since the street lights are covering from that end down into the town, I think we should move to the other end of the town so that you can avoid any potential confrontation with these people. The governor did not think that was necessary, but I insisted because I know UDP people. I know their attitude. So we moved actually, I think, almost more than 100 meters or 200 meters away from that scene. When we moved, the governor started the interview again. I told the governor, I think you should contact the police to bring at least 1 or 2 men here, because I suspect that when this caravan comes, they will provoke you. The governor, to be honest, did not think it was necessary because he thought there was no need for any provocation or confrontation. But you know, I know these people. By the time I was done arguing with the governor, they had already arrived with their phones, and there was this young guy who started it off at the jar oil. He was taking videos of me and shouting invectives and innuendos, and I asked him to stop it. I said, "This is Mumodu Sabali. You don't take videos of me attacking me." And to be honest, another member of his team there came to him. They know me. These are my boys. These are the boys we campaigned with for Yanks just 2 years ago. So this guy told me, boy, I left, I got into my car. I went, the same guy came again with a phone, insulting my mother, attacking me. You know, so I asked one of my boys, I said, get the phone from him. This guy cannot video me and be insulting me. Because I know why they do this. They do this to embarrass you. I'm telling you what he's saying. So we tried to get the phone from him, and they came in with stones and sand and attacked us, stoned me, stoned my car, you know, poured sand into my car. My boys wanted to attack them. I'm always moving with young people, saying, you know that. So to avert that escalation of the confrontation, that's why I calmed my boys. I said, no, this is a country governed by law. Let's go to the police station and report the matter. That is what happened, Seni, and nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. When I reported the matter at the station, Seni, I called Bayo Sonko. You know my relationship with Bayo Sonko. I told him, go, Natale, the situation would have escalated. I have young people around me. I don't want an escalation of the situation. So I came to report the matter to the police. And they've stoned my vehicle. This is government vehicle. I'm not going to pay for that damage. You guys will pay for it. I've reported the matter. Nkae malafi alieta moy ini yankuba ko sabali na dindingol le sambanam police. This is what happened. I told Bayo Sonko I came here to follow due process, and we spoke because Bayo is my guy and he knows that Yankuba's team is they are my brothers. We did this thing together. We made Yankuba chairman, Yankuba Mafanke chairman, Abaraku Tala, Kudu Tala, Adambeu Fongo Tala. Ntole asindi wosiga okanga bunyanga horoma. Seni mare I can follow Facebook. Lena ne ajente ka Yankuba ma. With all my retiring political rhetoric. Do you ever see me attack Yankuba? I've never done it. I've considered him as a brother. So I reported this matter. I spoke to Bayo. We had an understanding. And I told the police when I reported the matter that just follow the due process. I don't want this matter to be escalated. I'm sure we will talk to each other and see how to handle this. Saying by the time I got home, guess what Yankuba Davo did? I hope you're hearing me because your side of the screen is black. I don't know what's happening to your internet in Seattle. Mine is okay here. Are you hearing me?
No, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
So
no, I'm
by the
hearing
time
you.
So you got the background now. This happened.
No, I'm hearing you. I can hear you.
Police. I reported the matter to the police. I tried to avoid an escalation. I had an understanding with Bayo Sonko. By the time I got home, there was a statement from Yankuba Dabo, and as usual, the usual online blogs that they use for their propaganda carried it uncensored that the police are about to arrest me. I have youth here. Yankuba is a coward. Nobody mentioned Yankuba at that station. I'm the one who reported the matter. I could have mentioned his name. I didn't even mention him because he had no direct connection with the incident. This guy who is looking for chief popularity to become an Usman Sonko without working for it. He said the police are going to arrest him. Which police are going to arrest him? Which police needs him? In fact, that same night, I called top authority. I said, Yankuba Dabo has no connection with this incident. It is my case. I don't want anybody to arrest Yankuba Dabo because I know he's trying to look for cheap popularity. We will make sure he doesn't get it on the cheap.
But Yankuba said when he went to his house,
Yankuba said when he went to his house, he found young people there who had the news that they're
going to arrest him. Now, no one is texting me. I am conducting my show, as I like it because I'm the host of this show.
Can you say that
I say no one is texting me anything. I am the one conducting this interview. No, I'm saying with regards to Yankuba, he said he went to his house and found young people there who got the information that he's about to be arrested. Because of what happened. I know. I know very well. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Sabali, if you can hear me. It seems you can hear me, or can you hear me, Modi Sabali? It seems he can't hear me again, so I will still go ahead and then talk about this particular case. Sabali, you said that nobody threatened to arrest Yankuba. But Yankuba, in a statement, said when he went to his house, he found a group of young people who got the news of his imminent arrest. Well, we will take a break, and when we come back, we will try to connect with Modus Sabali.
Tune into the final take with MK Marina every Saturday on the Alcamba Times and experience extensive conversations on a variety of topics, including national and international headlines, breaking issues, and major developments in politics, business, innovation, science, and sports, along with inspiring stories and expert analysis to provide a comprehensive understanding of the news.
Welcome back, wherever you are joining us. This is the final take with me, Seni Marina. In the studio is Momodu Sabali, who is finding some challenges connecting with me from Banjul. But as I said already, the road to 2026 has commenced, with both political parties, including the ruling NPP, going all out to convince people to join their political movement ahead of the presidential election. Already we have seen a lot of cross-carpeting, people from the UDP cross-carpeting to the NPP, and people from the NPP also joining forces with the opposition UDP. So it's not going to be an easy presidential election, because there is a growing discontent among young people who are crying for employment, lack of employment opportunities, rampant corruption, total disregard for accountability. Mamadou Sabali, if you are there, I think we have to do a special interview, because there's a lot to talk about, and then
I think so.
So
I told you.
My question is. Yeah, because already I told a lot of people about this interview, and they were waiting to hear from you. Always when it's Modu Sabali.
Let's conclude this. Let's conclude this, and then we can reschedule.
Yeah, we will definitely reschedule. I'm almost like 10 minutes away to my 1 hour, so we can definitely do that. It would be nice to hear you very well for the benefit of
about the Brikama case before I went off.
The work Alcamba Times. Momodu Sabali, my question was about Brikama incident. I said Yankuba made a statement saying that when he went to his house, he found a group of young people who heard about the news that he will be arrested, so they were there to protect him. But you said nobody wanted to arrest Yankuba Dabo.
Boy, say I mean, what's that? Who can protect Yankuba?
This is a guy who led the 3 years governor and went to mile 2.
Unnecessary drama. He wants to make himself a hero. Saying, the way the former regime, the mistakes that the former regime made to make people like heroes, like you heroes, will not happen again. Because, if somebody has not broken the law, there is no point in going to arrest that person. And we all know that President Adama Barrow and his government, this is a law-abiding government. So I think what people like Yankuba are trying to do is they are trying to push Barrow to become a dictator. Barrow has refused to be a dictator, and we can assure Gambians that this government will never, ever be a dictatorship. This government will always consistently abide by the rule of law. Yalon sa dawda karaba jawara democracy difan nyameng ni man kuke kutela wole bentol bulu jawara ke bata ta jawara dindi ngole bijang baro mu kayra moleti amanke fitina moti ala fo Yankuba ay fitino do tuje
no family you also
wataku fitnatan la tusibanna alladhina zalamu minkum khassa alquran wala kum wolem ngasila fitinola me yaron ko nana
you were a victim. Subs, you were a victim of Barrow. Subs, you went to jail. You know, you went to
was
jail.
not directly involved in that incident. So there was no case against Yankuba, and the police, they are not fools. So let Yankuba stop these unnecessary provocations and instigations to try to create anarchy and chaos in a country that's known for its peace and stability and orderliness and peaceful coexistence. Yankuba was not directly involved in the incident. I was the one who reported the matter. Even if I mentioned Yankuba's name in my statement, I have a right to because it was this convoy. But I did listen to me
because you know this is a region to IDP. You know, why will you go to Brikama for an event like this?
Seni, are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? I knew you would defend them, but can you allow me to learn?
I said they said you went to Brikama.
What I was saying is Yankuba.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay.
Seni Marena. Yankuba manke Brikama dinti barinte mellonga ninga mensoro Brikama Yankuba ma longje. Yankuba len juma ifatela kuya tinante ta Brikama. Is there any restraining court order against me not to go to Brikama? I have free range to go anywhere in this country. Are you listening to me? Since you are the defense lawyer now, are you listening to me? Even when I was in the opposition, as UDP commando, the title that I was the only person who had that privilege, saying I trod the length and breadth of this country. I was never attacked by any group. I remember a day that I drove through an NPP crowd in Jara Soma. President Barrow was there. His security was there. I drove through a huge crowd of NPP supporters. All they were saying, with my UDP vehicle, all they were saying, Mamadou Sabali Felabe Tambila, Mamadou Sabali, Ntol man fiti no long, Yankuba fiti no tuye, Katuke, Jote Weleng Amang Hani, Ke Kulalem. Niko bete arrestate ke fanke Usman Sonkoti. Why do you have to go to Seni Marina and Fat Toure to shout to them al namako ibinang arrest wale? Jumale solata Yankuba la. Ala fa dindi ay tenkung, ala fa doke ay tenkung. Ntol mantara fitina kuto, manna fitina la, malla fitina la. Akana fitino wulindi Brikama nkulu damal tema. Pitting Brikama youth against a son of Brikama Usman Bojang. It's really unfortunate. Really, really, definitely. I thought Yankuba's maturity would have been above this. Let him stop this unnecessary provocation. Unnecessary instigation of fitna is what Yankuba is doing. I know you don't like to do this because they are going to call you and harass you after this program. But you have to listen to me. You invited me to this program. Yankuba is trying to instigate chaos and fitna in Brikama, and he should stop it. Nobody reported him. Nobody wanted to arrest him. And nobody will arrest Yankuba on this case because he had no direct connection with it. Most of the people in that crowd are like brothers to me, and they know it. I have met with these people on several occasions.
You said...
Yes, hello. Are you hearing me? Hello, Seni, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you.
So
I'm hearing you very well. I'm listening.
To wrap it up, this was an unfortunate incident.
So, why is NPP finding it very hard? Yeah. Why is NPP finding it very hard to work with...
Are you listening to me, or you want to ask another question so that these people will not bully you for allowing me to talk?
In Brikama, people like Yankuba. Yankuba claimed... Yeah, no one bullies me. You know, I'm a very independent
are you asking
journalist,
another question? Because
I do my things in my way. You know,
I was going to wrap up on the matter, so you have a full picture before we move to another one.
Yeah. No, I'm done with this Yankuba case. I have another question that I want to ask you, and then hopefully you will respond to me very well. It's about the Janneh Commission. The Janneh Commission banned you from holding public office under Jammeh. Given this, how do you justify your current role as a presidential advisor, and what steps have you taken to address or appeal this finding to restore public confidence?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you did you get my question, Mr. Sabali? Mr. Sabali, did you get my question? That's Modu Sabali with me on the final take. My question to him was that the Janet Commission banned him from holding public office for life due to his role in authorizing questionable financial transaction under Jammeh. Given this, how did he justify his role as a presidential advisor, and what step have he taken to address or appeal these findings to restore public confidence? It seems Modu Sabali is again out from the show, but before we close, hopefully he will join us shortly, or else we have to reschedule for another interview. But as usual, it's always difficult to interview Momodu Sabali because he hardly listens and he is always trying to counter what the interviewer is saying. But it's nice to have him on my platform to discuss, about the political situation with Momodu Sabali, to discuss about a lot of issues unfolding in countries. His political stiff, shifting to the NPP. Thank you, and many thanks once again for joining us.